What's up, guys? Branded Dude here. So I got exciting news here. I attended recently the WCQ stage here in Cape Town, South Africa. Obviously took the best deck, Branded Despia, and surprisingly, I won. Yeah, Branded Despia won. We came first. 81 people attended here, and I took Branded. As you all, if you've been following my channel, you all know what deck list I most probably am running. No specific changes, but since I won, I'm definitely going to show you this deck profile, and you guys let me know what you think, and yeah, let's just hop straight into it. So, played total 10 rounds, obviously made it to the finals. Swiss, my score after Swiss was obviously, I think I had 5 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss, and then in top cut, yeah, well, I just won everything in top cut because, yeah, I'm just that good. So, yeah, we did pretty well, pretty good. My games, I went up against a Blue Eyes, I went up against a, what's it called, a Malice. And everything after that, Rajo Mitsurugi, and Rajo Mitsurugi got cooked with a capital C. So, yeah, so here's the deck profile. Obviously, heart and soul of the deck, full on Valbaz, best board breaker in the game. I always use the effect to fusion away my opponent's monsters quite a bit, specifically during their turn. So yeah, heart and soul of the deck. I am also playing 3 Albion Shrouded. Now, if you guys do remember, I used to be someone who only believed playing 1, but playing 3, 1 just for the consistency, and always, because I am playing a high Serenia package and high spirits, we kind of want to make sure that we do see Albion, high spirits, and Serenia, because then that's just another way to, 1, get Branded Fusion, and 2, if Branded Fusion does get ashed, you have high spirits to just set up plays in your main phase 3. So yeah, 3 Albion Shrouded, pretty good. Yeah, sure, sometimes I did use the effect, put it back, drew into another one, but that is kind of sucks, but no complaints, pretty good, did pretty well today. In terms of the ladies, we got 2 Cartesias, 2 Crems. Some people do play 1 Crem, but 2 Crems, this is important for the grind. This is grind. Some people have been playing 3 Cartesias, but 2 is totally fine, because honestly, you're going to go through your Grand Gognos quite a bit, so 2 is fine. Ladies, they did pretty well today. Mercuria, we are playing 2 Mercurias. Used to play 1, but I'm not playing a Lure of Darkness. So honestly, playing 2 Mercurius, sometimes once you use the 1 negate, or once the other one is banished, you really need a second one. So happy with 2 Mercurius, pretty good there. Kit, this card came up so many times. Having to recycle either Retribution or Branded Fusion comes up. Some Branded players don't play this. Those players are kind of crazy, so whatever. So you got to play this. This is basically all the Albers and the friends. So we move that out of the way, and then Despias, 3 Alubas, nothing to say, it's your starter and your searcher. We were all playing the 1 Tragedy and 1 Ad Libitum. Ad Libitum is a card some Branded players don't play, because it is actually really a brick. I sometimes opened this card, it was like it had no use in my hand, just either there, just hoping just to use it as discard. But honestly, you can't ignore the fact that when you use Ad Lib as fusion material to reborn the Mergeade, honestly, that's the main, that's literally the only purpose here. But I had to play it. I didn't want to say no to that, being able to reborn Mergeade to banish another card again. So yeah, I just had to play that. And then obviously the best hand traps in the game, I'm just going to put them all here. Yeah, Perulia, 4 loss. I've only used this twice in all my 10 rounds. 1 was against Malice, and then the next time I used it was only in the finals. So this card, I literally hardly ever saw it, only used it twice. Did it do too much? No. So I don't know, maybe you don't even need this. Honestly, you really don't need this, because I cooked all these players just with Branded Agents. So yeah, maybe you don't need the Mochamis, bro, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty good hand trap, but I never saw this, so kind of shows that you really don't need to buy all these cards to win a state. So moving on, we have Bestial Rebellion, and obviously 3 Serenias, the best Bestial for Branded, sending your Branded spells and traps. And yeah, I guess you could send a Bestial if needed. There's the Magnamut. 3 Serenias, this is standard. Obviously playing Rebellion and 3 Serenias. Pretty good with high spirits. Magnamut is addition, not everyone plays it, but sometimes if you open your hand and you have Magnamut and you just need to get that Dragon Search either for Serenia, Rebellion, or even Albion Shrouded, it does come up. And yeah, honestly, in my opinion, playing Branded Regained with the Bestials is pretty good for your grind, just recycling all of that, it really comes up. And I did experience that quite a bit today, because honestly with the current meta, you are going to go through most of your resources very quickly. Not every deck can just be beaten very quickly, they just have enough follow-up, so you're going to have to keep your grind game on point. So yeah, that is all the monsters here in the main deck. Pretty happy with it, don't think I'll change anything. I am playing a 56 card main deck, but yeah, I tried to keep it as close to 50 so that we do see the cards we needed, but I didn't really have an issue with bricking today, so overall happy. Best card in the game. You literally only need one. You just need one Branded Fusion. Konami limited to one thing, is going to do something. No, you just made our life easier, honestly. So one Branded Fusion, that's all we need there. Other spells, we have Branded White, Branded Red. Some people do play two, but I started playing one, and I'm usually more of a fan of playing two, but playing one hasn't been an issue. The result is obviously Branded White always came up. The fact that people would Ash Branded Fusion, they would like call by, Bell, or Bestial, Branded Red, and you're like, okay, that's fine, go Branded White, I'm using my grave, and now you can't do anything. And yeah, this card came up. Some people don't play this, but this, honestly, using your grave is actually so beneficial there. In terms of like, I guess the continuous source, we are playing Regained and Lost. Lost is lost, broken card. Regained is so important. The number of times I had to find a way to recycle my fusions just so that we could keep either popping or fusion summoning, and obviously getting that job. But this card is a must. Obviously Malice is an issue, but this card helps. This has to be played in every Branded deck. Just put back your fusions and you can keep playing. Like Branded, sure, it has a really good recursion and honestly good grind game, but becomes even better and stronger with Regain. So yeah, gotta play Regain. It is such a crazy card to play. The other Branded spells, 3 openings, nothing much to say here. Because Mitsurugi, Murukuma, and Detonator are there, you need to protect your fusions. This card came up so many times, especially in the States Finals, needing this to protect my fusion so that my board wasn't blown up. Came up so many times, so yeah, pretty happy with opening. And High Spirits. Now, High Spirits is a card that I used to play only at 1, but playing 3 consistency-wise, you just gotta see it sometimes. So yeah, pretty good, pretty happy with this. Sometimes you can open multiple copies of this, but I didn't have that issue today, so I'm happy. And the final Branded was Traps, Retribution. Nothing much to say. This Banishment, this card. This is your 4th Super Poly. Breaks boards because right now the meta is full of lights and darks. This is such an insane card to play. But yeah, that is obviously the one way we're going to Lad. But yeah, those are the Branded Spell and Traps. Pretty happy with it. We didn't make any changes there. All the other, I guess non-extenders or just non-engine. Super Poly, this card. This card is the best board breaker in the game. Let your opponent set up the board. If you have this in hand, that board is just going back to the grave. That's all it's going. Super Poly is pretty good. I used this once. I had a Raijo Mitsurugi opponent. He set up Detonator. He had Murukuma and obviously the other Mitsurugi monsters. All I did was normal summon Aluba, effect. He changed Imperm, went Super Poly, this card, whatever, and I used Aluba, the Detonator, and Mitsurugi Murukuma, going to Priscinion, and then when it was a perfect opportunity, just go Priscinion, steal the Detonator, and I had a free pop. So yeah, insane board breaker. You have to play this. If you're not playing this, then I don't know, you need some help. Then we have Fusion Deployment. Nothing much to say here. Brings out Cartesia. And we obviously have the Thrust. This is a must. You have to play Thrust because obviously Thrust targets would be talents as well as duplication. Sure, there are other targets. You could search like your normal Branded Spells and Traps, Branded Fusion, Branded White, Branded Red. And yeah, I mean, Thrust is Thrust. You gotta play it. Now, obviously the Gold Sock because we're not running Allure. People have been ashing Allure, and to be honest, I'm always in such a rough spot when they do that. So Gold Sock is here just to bench Strategy and Mercuria just to get the searches. Kobai, this is just for Ash. That's all this thick card is in here, just for Ash. That little go, this is for you. And now one weird thing would be the Hoppy's Feather Duster. So the reason why I kept the one in the main deck is because sometimes going up against because we don't play hand traps, excluding the Mochamis, playing the Harpies going into a full board can get rid of back row, and sometimes that just lessens the number of interruptions you have to deal with. So I decided, you know, I don't want to waste my time waiting for like either some Chaos Star Source or for game 2 and 3 to side my back row mover. I said, you know, let's just keep this in. Did this come up? Yes, it came up once. I think it was against a Malice board, but yeah, I'm very happy with this. Don't think I'll take this out. Overall, just happy with the fact that we had a Harpies in the main deck that could be search of Thrust, or you know, you just hard draw it. So yeah, happy with that. That is the main deck, which is 56. Did I break? No, not at all. Pretty happy with it. I was trying to keep it to 50, but I just had to play all the cards I had to. But moving on to extra deck. There's nothing to say about this guy. We are only playing one, which is crazy. Did I need a second copy? No. I was in a situation where I was like, oh, you know, if once this Mirror Jade was sent to the grave or left the field somehow, having Albaz in grave, you could just reborn it, then fusion summon into another Mirror Jade, like not the one the one copy that could have been in the deck. It did come up once or twice, but we were good. Merjake did his job, banished the field, end phase pop. This guy just broke boards. Rebellion, and now obviously we just have the standard the Albas fusion monsters. This is pretty standard. I'm not playing Albulenitus because I wasn't expecting a lot of blue eyes, and funny enough, I went up against a blue eyes player, lost to him in game number 3 because I just don't have Albulenitus just to contact fuse his board. But you don't need Albulenitus. Blue eyes is not really a deck that you should be worried about. Sure, it can be there, but there's nothing to worry about. So those are the Albas fusion Rindrum. Use this graveyard effect so many times. Just setting up plays and having access to Albas to fuse again came up quite a bit. Now we have double Grand Gugnol. I used to play only one because I believe if you play 2, you just want to use it for the, if you're playing like the lock. But Sanctify, but 2, yes, it did really help with the grind game. Just being able to send either, you know, level 6 higher light and dark, Adlib, fusion, cool. This is pretty good for the grind. It's pretty good for the grind. So yeah, 2 Grand Gugnols. Targets for Grand Gugnol, Queritus, this came up so many times against Raijo. Mitsurugi, they would just like, you know, deal so much damage, and then all I had to do was just summon this, make the monsters attack 0, and then, you know, we could poke for a little bit more extra damage. I did actually end up winning some of my games because of Queritus. Reduce to 0, attack, just, you know, the full damage straight to the face. Priskinion, super poly target, pretty good. Even this helped me win games. You know, when you destroy a monster, you can deal damage equal to the monster's original attack. This won me my first game in the top cut. You know, we were raced for time. I was like, okay, I need to deal damage. Brought Queritus, reduced to 0, brought this out, attack, deal damage, and that won me the game because I took my opponent's life points to 0. Pretty good, pretty happy with this. Super poly target, Garura, self-explanatory, nothing really to mention here. We have Branded Despia, which could be a super poly target, but it's more of just another fusion for us to go into. Because of that negate, I was thinking of swapping this out for Starving Venom, but 1, I did not have a copy, and 2, overall happy, it's fine. Did I go into this a lot? Actually not really. So maybe you don't really need this. Could swap it out for Starving Venom if you need it, but yeah, it's the belly. We're not going to say anything about that. Now, lad, this is always a line, a monster that you're always going to go into in your branded lines, specifically during your opponent's turn with banishment. This come up like maybe 3 times. Yeah, I didn't go into it too many times. Sometimes I got hit with Coldbuy or Jerusalem or Impulse, but lad is lad. You can't say no to 3 negates there. Chaos Starform, yeah, this is another Chimera, pop 2 cards. Nothing to say there. Did go into this quite a bit. And they've got the Guardian Chimera. Guardian Chimera is pretty good because the fact that it allows me to draw cards as well against Malice. I fusion summoned into this, effect to pop and draw, and drew into Malice, Lancia, so pretty good. Can't complain about any of this. Pretty happy with this. So the extra deck, pretty happy with it. Don't think I would change anything. Maybe just the Stepelia. Take it out for Starving Venom if needed, or any other fusions. But yeah, that's it. Pretty happy with this extra deck. Extra deck, 1 Merjade. This 1 Merjade put in so much work. No complaints. And honestly, just being able to stop my Raijo Mitsurugi players from just like, you know, XC summoning and just getting rid of materials, I guess you could say. Pretty good. That really helps a lot. Now, in terms of the side deck, yeah, we're just going to keep it quick. Draw, Mitsu, Mermail, whatever deck that searches too much. This is good. If I'm going first in game 2 or 3 and I know my opponents are going to drop the Mochamis, that is there to help stop them. We can play well under draw, but depends on your hand, but draw is draw. We are obviously, for Malice, we are playing the 3 Lanciers, and obviously Thrust Target, Artifact Sanctum. No Chaos Hunter, don't really need space for it. Did see these cards, really did. So pretty happy with it. That's for Malice there. Obviously, another card for Malice is World Chalice Armaduke. Needs 3 link monsters. Did I use this? The situation did come up, but I never needed to go into it just because other things happened. So, you know, but this really came up. This, you could play Starving Venom in case if you don't want to wait for 3 link monsters specifically, but this, it did come up. Did I fuse some into it? No, but I had a super poly, I had the opportunity. So yeah, it could come up. You could swap this out. That's just whatever you want to do. Masquerade, time card, came up quite a bit. Helped me put pressure on my Raijo Mitsurugi players. Masquerade is Masquerade, so you can't really say anything about that. Now, obviously, thrust targets as well, and also going like second, Lightning Storm, back row removal. This came up so many times against Raijo Mitsurugi. Force out of back row, the Great Purification, or I even went to attack destroy my opponent's Mitsu monsters in attack just to clear out the board. Yeah, pretty happy with it. different dimension ground, just in case we go up against Mermail specifically. Never saw one, so this never came up. It just stayed in my side deck the entire day. D-barrier, thrust target, call ritual, call XCs or synchro, whatever you're going up against. Yeah, pretty good. I did see this, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now another card, we are playing Dogwood. This card came out so many times because sometimes if I'm going, let's say second, obviously if I don't want to rely on the Mochamis, and obviously if we're going game 3 and we're kind of stressed for time, Dogwood, definitely use this. I once went up against Raja Mitsurugi player, game 3, went up to 16,000 life points, and that did win the game because once he attacked, he still didn't do enough to make my life points lower than his. And honestly, it does force your opponent to decide like how much are they going to combo off, and time really flies once you really in these like, you know, high level of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh. So Dogwood, pretty happy with this. I'll keep this because one, trying to rely on Masquerade only is not really good because now you have to wait either for your turn or for the opportunity. So yeah, we use Dogwood, pretty happy with Dogwood. I don't think I'll take it out because that's also another way, like if you can't play all these hand traps, just stop them from comboing off too much with Dogwood. So yeah, that is the side deck. Pretty happy with the performance of my list. Obviously in my later future videos I will obviously, there will be replays where I will go over them with you guys, so that it will be a video for later days. But yeah guys, this is the deck list here. Hope you guys, maybe, you know, if you have anything to say, any opinions, do let me know. But yeah guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.